Hello everybody and welcome to Lost in the Missouri Ozarks cooking channel. We have three channels. We have the cooking channel, of course we have the driving through Old Town channels, and we have the cemetery and graveyard channels. Well, I got some company coming over for some food, so we're going to cook some victuals for you. I'm going to do it all in one pan, and it's going to be good old-fashioned hillbilly Ozark style cooking. You're going to need a tater, a little tater. You're going to need some onion. You're going to start off with some bacon. I'll take this bacon. It is a medium cut bacon. Take 3 strips of bacon. Now we'll cut that in half so that you got 6 pieces here in your pan. And that'll fit just right. Turn the heat on to about a number 4 or a medium. So let me go over here and do that. And while that bacon is cooking, you want it kind of crispy. You don't necessarily want it to be for the bacon itself. You want the bacon grease out of it. And I'll show you why you want that grease here in just a little while. You notice this bacon is a little on the fat side. I try to get the fattest bacon I can find because I use it for cooking grease. Back in the day, everybody had their own smokehouse, so that they had their own bacon, and they had a lot of fat bacon. So we put there kind of like that, and we let that cook up. And while we're letting that cook, we're going to chop up some potato and some onion. I washed the potato already. Let me put this back in the refrigerator before I forget it. Alright, that's back in the refrigerator. We're going to take this tater and chop it up a little bit. I like to cut it lengthwise, kind of like that. And then I'm going to chop this up into 3 or 4 sections like that. It's been a good day in the Ozarks. Got a little sunshine today. Some of the boys is coming over. I'm going to fix them some onions and taters, fried. Of course it's fried, that's how we do it. Put that like that. Save it. And that bacon ought to be cooking up here in just a moment. Now you can always eat that bacon right along with that, and I think that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to add it in, kind of crumble it up. Right now though, that bacon is where my grease is going to be coming from. Now you can let bacon grease set out for a day or so before it goes bad, so you don't have to refrigerate it once it's made. You can cook your eggs in it, and you can also do something we call bacon bread, where you take the bacon grease, warm it up in the pan, put your slice of bread on top of it. The bread will absorb the grease. Kind of toast that bread in the pan, and you got a bacon grease sandwich. Yeah, I know, it don't sound too good, does it? Tastes good though. And that's the important thing. It tastes good and it don't cost a whole lot. Because the bacon grease is kind of free after you pay. Yeah, you done paid for the bacon anyway. You're going to eat it. And the grease that comes off of there is not going to cost you anything, because it's going to come off of there anyway. So I'm chopping up this tater. Now these are just white Idaho taters. You can use any kind of tater you got. You got to be careful that thing's wicked. You got to be careful you don't cut yourself with it. Oop, there's a bad piece of tater, so let's kind of cut that out. I'll chop it up a little more. And my bacon is starting to sizzle. I don't like to cook bacon any more than about medium heat. Any more than that, it kind of just turns to mush and it's not real good. You let that cook maybe 3 or 4 minutes on the side. And that tater is just about cut up. Hope you all enjoy this cooking channel. I like getting out here and doing some cooking, and one of my friends on one of my other channels said, well, why don't you show folks how to cook Ozark style? So we started this little channel. We've got another channel where we drive through the small towns in this area. Let folks know. Now I'm talking about small towns where you only got maybe 4 or 5 people living there. We did one the other day where there's 2 churches, a service station, a used car lot, and an antique store. The antique store was open. The service station was open, but it's for sale. The used car lot, I think it's closed and gone out of business. And it was interesting. I hadn't been down to that little town in a long time. South Fork is the name of it. I'm going to take my onion. I'm going to chop it up too. And my bacon, I'm going to check that here in a second. Let me get a couple of slices of onion out of here. Like I say, this knife is wicked, but it sure cooks good. Makes stuff good for cooking. Prepares it really well. You don't want to chop this onion too small for frying. Now, if I was making tater salad, I would have chopped it down a little closer and made little bitty pieces out of it. But for what we're doing tonight is going to be just this kind of coarse. Yay. Alright, it's getting there. This is a little bitty onion. You can buy onion by the individual at your produce market or your grocery store. Or you can buy some that's already pre-packaged. And this was pre-packaged. A little bitty onion is strong though. It's burning my eyes a little bit. Beat that up a little bit, separate it. Yeah, we got all this cut up. I got my taters and got my onion. And the bacon is working. And I'll flip that here in a second. Get rid of that. That's a tough spot right there in the onion. It's where the stem comes through. And that's a little tough. So there we go. We got that done. We're going to put that in the pan here in a minute. Alright. In the trash you go. And while I'm over here, I'm going to get some paper towels. And I'm going to blot the bacon out. Ooh, I'm out of paper towels. That's alright. I'm going to blot the bacon. Don't want a lot of grease from bacon. I'll flip that puppy over and see what it looks like. Now sometimes I'll say flip that puppy over. I had somebody comment the other day on one of my videos that you're talking about puppy. Are you eating a dog? No, I'm not eating dog. Now I have in the past heard that my relatives used to eat dog. And it's not unheard of in some cultures. But I've never tried it. Don't intend on trying it. And it's just sizzling up real good. We're going to let it brown on the other side. Well, about another 3-4 minutes maybe. Alright, now we done mixed all of our stuff together. We took the bacon out of the pan and we put our taters and onion that we chopped up earlier. We put that over here inside the pan. We have to be real careful we didn't burn ourselves. We're going to let that go till it gets good and brown. And we did blot off the grease off that bacon. Got a little ketchup out so we can have some ketchup on there. Now I'm going to be able to make 2 or 3 meals for myself if it's just me. But I got some company coming over this afternoon. So we're going to make some fried taters, and they're bringing a dish over. I think they're bringing some stuff over too. And you just kind of cook that, stir it a little bit. You see the grease is getting all over the taters and onions. The onions sometimes might turn a little brown, so that's why you keep stirring it here. You want the onions not to be, real curly and browny. I think it tastes like, they get like paper thin, and it tastes funny. If you're doing it this way, they don't taste funny. You're going to do this until those taters get nice and soft. Test it with a fork. No, that's still a little crunchy. So we'll wait a few seconds.